At the Edison Township Memorial, Council member Joseph Coyle shared his experience as one of the first responders at 9/11, along with a few other real stories from key officials in attendance. South Asian Councilman Shyam Joshi addressed all on the need of inclusivity of the nation and to never forget the brave hearts that lost their lives. Let's take a look.
God, our Creator, on that morning after the long hours, with the sweat and the white dust of the ashes on my black suit, and being with the people who were working so hard and diligently just to find breath, to find life, and to come up empty, to be able to see all Americans and people from all over the world who came searching for their loved ones, knowing that you truly were there to be able to embrace them and to welcome them home.
Let me respond to all calls with haste, realizing that so many are dependent on me for life and safety. Support me with your consoling power when I am tempted to think no one really cares and that I am taken for granted. Sustain in me the conviction that so many thousands do care and are grateful for my presence.
Manish K. Patel.
Korea M. Baya.
Prem Nath Jirat.
Dupika Kumar Savalori.
James F. Lynch.
Scott M. Searcher.
Kevin Cohen.
The emotions, confusion, concern, fear and outrage, resolve, determination, all of these things swirling around. But one of the things that stood out to me, or what I felt, was pride in the response from not only the Edison officers, but the county officers. And we had guys, I think 20 or 21 of us went that day from Edison. But there was a line, the guys were lining up to go. They were disappointed that they couldn't go. So at least, as scary as it was, we were doing something.
I think that's the most important thing that I take away from it. Not what I was doing, but more of how we came together as friends, family, a country, a nation, and to remind everybody that nobody will ever break that, or separate that, or take that away from us. So thank you again for allowing this to continue, for remembering and honoring those who lost their lives on that day. Thank you.
Thousands of people gave their lives that day. Over 700 were New Jerseyans. Police, firefighters, everyday citizens, mothers, fathers, people of all creeds, religions, and races. We owe a tremendous debt to our EMS, police, and fire departments that safely rescued thousands of people that day. First responders are still losing their lives today due to the secondary effects of this attack on the Twin Towers.
And one thing I won't forget is all the dust that was at ground zero. You couldn't walk 5 feet without your eyes burning because the dust was like being on top of a landfill or a construction site. The only thing helped me was I had motorcycle goggles to keep the seal on my eyes. We had a small, simple respirator that definitely reminds me to, yes, or Assemblywoman Nancy Pinkin, when I could extend that 9/11 insurance fund. And I still never signed up. But there was a lot of dust, and that day was probably the toughest day for everybody. We never had enough saline. Eyes were burning. We had plenty of water, but saline was something we needed. When all of you see something happening, whether it's this or another situation or a tornado, I know each one of you have an interest to do something. We have this interest in this individual responsibility to act and do something. You don't have to be an EMT or a firefighter to do something. You can make a pot of soup, it's doing something. You can gather water, it's doing something. You can gather blankets, it's doing something. So each one of you, when you do want to get involved and you feel helpless that you're not doing anything, just reach out to any one of us on the council, anybody on the fire department. I'm quite certain.
I was teaching high school history this first period when an assistant principal came to my door and said that a plane had hit one of the World Trade Towers. And we all thought that probably some small plane from one of the local airports, Teterboro or somewhere, went afoul and hit one of the towers. And we had no way of understanding the scope of devastation and horror and heartbreak that would follow. Today, in the same school, I addressed the entire school, and what was so interesting was that, as was already said, most of the students in the school, this is a high school, most of them were not born 18 years ago, and if they were too small to remember everything. But what struck me was they were so respectful. I think there's a couple reasons for that. One is our world as we know it changed on that day. The way we live our lives, the way we go about our lives changed on that day. For us, forever. Our students in my school, they understand. They understand what terror is. They understand the need to be safe. They understand that because it really hasn't left us in 18 years.
What I quickly took away was a lesson that my mother had taught me and tried to reassure me of at that time, was that there were people, it is possible that there can be evil in the world and they will try to take away whatever we have in America. And since that day, well, since that year, every year since, I have gone to New York City since middle school, and I will go again right after this. And I walk around the World Trade Center every single year. And I do that because I never want to forget, and I always want to remember specifically the strength that we had of getting together and remembering the strength of the United States of America. That's one thing that I will always remember, that we can never take our freedom and our justice for granted.